realizing that it's necessary for us to do something more than what others are doing if you want to get known or recognized. And little did I know that the next 30 years, 30 odd years that I have been as an entrepreneur would require so much of learning. I had thought that I had finished all my learning with my studies, and I didn't know. I also didn't know that one had to work so hard. I guess I was a hard-working guy right from the beginning, but the amount of effort that I put in after being an entrepreneur far exceeded whatever I would have thought in my, whatever I had thought. I never imagined that I would do this in my wildest dreams. The first and the most important thing that's been, that's the theme of today is learning. And for me, learning in the last 30 years have been a process of continuous learning. All professional organizations talk about continuous education, and I've realized how important it is for us to continuously learn, especially in business, especially in the area of business and financial services that we are positioned in. What is proper today, or what is good information today is stale information or irrelevant information tomorrow. And information and things change so dramatically. One of the other things that I've also learned over a period of time in the last 30 years is how things change. So I think Kumar was talking about the fact that there used to be application forms that where you used to fill up, you still have application forms. But very soon you won't have application forms where you will have to fill up and everything will be done electronically. And it is not one process, but it's been a series of things that have happened. And one of the things that we had to guard against was the process of continuous change that was taking place in what we were doing. For example, we thought that automation would be the order of the day, and we were ahead, say about 4 or 5 years ahead of contemporary accountants to look at automation as key, but very quickly we realized that a financial accounting package will become a commodity. So we realized, we thought that we will go ahead and develop some project appraisal statements which will be useful, because those days when people used to use a calculator and put things down in pencil, and then suddenly the Lotus 1, 2, 3 was introduced, and then came the PCs. I'm talking about an age where you probably wouldn't have heard of, but that was the transition that was happening, and I was part of it. The PCs hit the market, and suddenly for the second time in 5 years after I was on my own, the business that I was into suddenly disappeared. That's when we thought that we should do something different all the time, and that's when we looked at share accounting. The leaders at that point of time in share accounting were TCS, so I used the opportunity of being an accountant and tried to get some odd jobs, not out of earning, but trying to learn something from them. And I thought that we could give it a completely different perspective. The first learning for me was that even if you do the same job, you've got to add value. And as long as you add value, you will be recognized. I didn't have a godfather. The total amount of investment that we made, 4 or 5 of us, was 30,000 rupees each, that is 150,000 rupees. And we employ not 8,000 people, but we employ 18,000 people today. And I can only tell you all this has been because of a strong desire to be the best and a strong desire to be the biggest. I think those are inherent qualities that one will develop, and most of these things will come with a little bit of success. If you don't meet with success earlier on, then they don't come easily, but you've got to be dogged enough to pursue what you wish, because five times in the first 10 years we had to change the processes and change track of what we were doing completely to stay afloat and keep growing.